Alright, so what's your name?
Saundra.
Saundra.
Yeah.
How old are you?
41.
Where are you from originally?
Technically, I'm from here. I was born in Tucson, Arizona, but I moved away when I was 6 to Michigan. We're here in Michigan. I miss it. I never thought I'd say I miss it, but I miss it. I miss the cold.
So you grew up out there?
Yeah.
What brings you all the way back?
Bad choice boyfriends in Michigan. I had a lot of abusive relationships, so I came here for a fresh start. Not so fresh a start. Not the greatest. Obviously, I'm homeless, so. Yeah. You know, I was educated. I was married, and my ex-husband, we were in Fort Polk, and I took a course on advocacy for domestic violence victims.
Yeah.
And before that, I never had an abusive relationship. And since I became educated, that's all I've gotten. Makes no sense to me. You'd think I would see the signs and stay away, but I'm a glutton for punishment.
So you're homeless right now?
Yes, when I first moved here 6 years ago, we stayed in extended stays. But consistent homelessness, like sleeping on the sidewalk, has been about 4 years. I thought I knew what homelessness was when I lived in Michigan, but it's nothing like here.
Were you homeless back in Michigan too?
I stay homeless, but I always had family to rely on. So you always have family to fall back on, you know? But being out here, I have nobody. I'm completely alone, so I haven't had anybody to fall back on, so now I know what true homelessness is. It's definitely a humbling experience.
So is it worse out here?
Oh yeah, everything is. The cost of living is worse out here. People have forgotten people out here. They're so busy in their phones and with their own lives that they forget to look up and see that there are other people around them. I tell people all the time that in Arizona, somebody will call the police if you're bleeding and dying but only because you're bleeding on their sidewalk, not because you're actually dying. Sucks.
What do you do out here to survive?
Things I probably shouldn't say on the thing. I've boosted, or I'll do odd jobs for people. You know, you'd be surprised at how very little it takes to survive money-wise when you're homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have no family out here?
I have nobody out here.
All your family is back at home?
My family is all over the United States, but sorry if I get emotional. My mom died about a year or two after I moved here, so my family kind of fell apart. So, but yeah, I don't have any family here, and I thought that I'd be able to like build a tribe of friends, because I believe that you're born into a family, but you die with the family that you make. But people out here aren't so nice.
Who do you have back at home?
I have my dad, my immediate family, my dad, my sister, 2 brothers. I'm the oldest. I miss my brothers and sister a lot.
Do they know what's going on with you?
Not so much. I don't talk to them very often. It's embarrassing. I'm educated. In my spare time, I take courses online just to learn. Like, I'm a nerd. So, it makes no sense why I'm out here and I'm living like this.
When's the last time you spoke to your family?
It's been a minute. I think I just messaged my dad just to say I love you the other day, but I went an entire year without talking to them at all. I think I messaged them all in the same day just to tell them I loved them. with my health conditions, like being sick, there's been a few times where I literally thought I might die, so I wanted to make sure that they knew that I loved them in case that happened. And it doesn't help that the relationship I'm getting out of now is the worst relationship I've ever been in. Physically, mentally, emotionally abusive. And he's literally made me feel like I'm gonna die, so I just wanted to make sure they knew I love them.
What are you going through right now, health-wise?
I have a double kidney infection and pneumonia. Sucks. I keep saying it sucks, but this is all of my own making, right? I didn't do my due diligence before I moved here. I didn't know how expensive it was. Or just how freaking hot it gets in the summer. This is like the gnarliest summer I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah, it's hot out here. So how'd you come out here? You just came out here with a guy?
No, myself and my 2 kids. CPS in Michigan moved me here, actually, and told me to pick anywhere in the United States I wanted to go. And I chose here. So we took a Greyhound, 72 hours, very long hours, very cramped hours to get here. And it felt like coming home at first, which is weird because it's been nothing like I thought it would be.
Why not just go to California or Florida or something like that?
I had a friend here. It just, our lives didn't vibe, so it didn't work out that well. Plus, California and Florida, California's gonna fall into the ocean, haven't you heard? And Florida's gonna freaking get sunk by a hurricane or something. I literally thought about any natural disaster that could possibly happen before I picked where I was going to move to. And this is like the least natural disaster likely place. You don't know what homelessness is until you actually experience it in Arizona. This place has eaten me up and spat me out multiple times.
So where's your kids at now?
DCS custody. I called on myself. I knew that they needed stability that I couldn't give them at that moment. I'm sorry, I can't look at the camera. So I called because I was under the assumption that there was a program that would foster them so I could get on my feet and then I would get them back, but that's not what happened.
How old are they?
12 and 9.
12 and 10.
12 and 9. Wait, let me. 2003 and 2000, or 2011 and 2014. Yeah, they're 12 and 9.
Boys or girls?
My boy is my oldest, and then my girl. And they're amazing little creatures.
Are you going to try to get them back?
I was, and then because of my relationship, he kept breaking my phones, making it impossible for me to have constant contact with them. And so because it was so sporadic, I just didn't feel like it was best for them that I just called.
I was asking you about getting your kids back.
Oh, yeah. So I lost contact with them because I didn't feel that it was fair to call them so inconsistently. I felt it would have been more detrimental for their well-being. And because of the relationship that I was in, he just made it impossible. But he always told me that if I tried to leave, He would cut me up into little pieces and send me home in a shoebox. And when I finally did a background check on him, I realized that he probably would have. So, but a lady from, I don't know where it's called, but she said that her name was Amanda. She works with an organization that was meant to help the kids make connections, like familial connections.
Yeah.
And so she got a hold of me, so she sent me new pictures of my kids. I hate this place. I hate it so much. She told my kids I loved them and I was thinking of them and I missed them. And she gave me the number for my kids' case manager. And I've called a few times and left messages, but they're not responding. So she said the next step is to go to like an ombudsman, but I don't even know what that is or where that is, so I don't know what to do. I'm trying to follow the state's guidelines, but it's not making it easy. My kids are my everything. I miss them.
Just in case one of your family members or loved ones gets to see this interview, what would you like to tell them? You have any words for them?
I love you and I'm sorry. My family raised me better than this. Thanks. You know, I don't deserve my kids. I know that. But I would love the chance to be their mom again and show them how much I love them. Being homeless, it's hard to change who you're around or your surroundings, and you're supposed to do all that. And I understand that. I'm an intelligent person. I don't have much common sense, but I'm very book smart. How when you're homeless do you change your surroundings and do you change your friends? Like, you don't have much options. So after like a month and a half, 2 months of being clean, I relapsed. You have to want it and you have to be ready for it. And so many times, like, I'm tired. I'm so tired, and I know that I'm ready mentally in most ways, but I just know that it's not going to work until I can be off these streets and,
All right, well.
Thank you
for sharing your story. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's kind of a depressing one, but it'll have a better ending.
Are you okay if I share this on my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Just in case somebody wants to reach out to you with any sort of help or donations. Do you have any contact information that you want to share? Email?
I have a Facebook page, but I have a million of them. I do have an email, just do Nicole, NIICHOLE 1981 at gmail.com.
All right.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.